but that's okay. I've got the best ones here. So hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday, June 1st edition of Zooming Theater with our fancy technology.
Happy Pride Month.
All right. I am going to go ahead and screen share so we can look at set design. Right. This week we are talking about set design, guys.
People kick me.
Right. So set design is a creation of theatrical as well as film and television. Technically, it comes from artistic backgrounds. They're usually trained with some kind of MFA in theater arts, so Master of Fine Arts. Look at all the pretty people doing set design, y'all.
My uncle did set design.
Is a set designer. A set designer is all these things. Architect, an interior painter, a painter, an artist, a historian, decorator, yeah, designer, painter too. Historian, sculptor, model maker, draftsperson, graphic artist, schmoozer, detective, and a salesperson. You get to be all of these things in one when you're set designing. So, when you're doing set design, the most important thing you need to do is read the script, right? We have to look through the script to really get into what we're designing. It is our blueprints. It tells us what to do. All right, there are two different styles or types of set design. You have representational, where it's in a nice, realistic way. If our theater and our play of Shrek calls for a swamp, we build a swamp, people. Then we have presentational. This is done, the biggest example of this would be Wicked. Wicked is done very presentational, right? It's more kind of abstract or symbolic, right? A tree is not necessarily a tree. A tree could be the cloud.
Totally.
There's limitations that you will run into as set designers, such as, and anybody who has ever worked with me knows these, especially number 2, budget, calendar, people power, having enough people, flexibility of a traveling production, emphasis on a particular design element, or unique space restrictions like giant poles in the middle of your stage.
Yes.
We all know these very well.
Yeah.
You have to take into consideration your limitations as a set designer. So the steps that a set designer takes, right? Well, first thing, we decide we're going to do the project. Yay, we want it. Yay. Then we read our script. Oh, very interesting. Yes. Oh, wow, I didn't see that coming. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Then we analyze the script. We look at the place, the location, the time period, the theme, and the mood. Always got to make sure you're setting the mood, right? We have to work as a collaborative team. A set designer does not work on their own. They work with all of the other technical elements. It matters a lot what your director says, what your lighting designer knows that you're painting, right? Color and contrast between lights and paint, and turn things different colors. So you have to work as a team. You really have to get your performance space and what you're going to do with your giant poles in the middle of your stage. You need to start gathering sources of inspiration, right? Start beginning to do your hands-on designing. Meet, discuss, negotiate, meet again, discuss, negotiate, meet 20 more times, argue, finalize things, come up with your final designs, and then present your final design. Once that's finished and you've got the go from your director of, oh, I love this idea. Wow, you are a master. You then are going to oversee your construction and painting and sewing or filming. You're going to oversee your tech rehearsals. You're going to do with all of the fine details, the props, everything like that. And you're going to attend the wrap party and party hardy.
Party.
Or eat ice cream. We like the ice cream. So, You need to start off basically and start looking at a floor plan. It serves as your playground, right? You start drawing out little thumbnail sketches. Start really thinking where things are going to go, how things are going to look. Your elements are just like elements in kind of art, right? Where we're looking in principles, where you're looking at color, shape, form, line, texture, space, balance, contrast, proportion, emphasis, rhythm, and unity. All these are super important in your designs. Your stage, your theater is just a giant canvas for you to play with and have fun with. But you have to make sure these things like matter and are really thought about. Two parts of your stage. You have a proscenium stage where your audience is in one direction. 90% of theaters are like this. Ours is not. You have an arena, so where it's like all the way around. Usually it's theater in the round. The stage is usually on the floor. Seats are usually risen, or vice versa. There can be some kind of platformy seating, but you have your raised stage. You have your thrust, so it's thrust out, and you have your audience on 3 sides, possibly 2. That's how I've set ours up in the past, but ours is not. Ours is a created or found space, or a black box, right? So it is very adjustable, as well as not necessarily something that is usual for theater. You really have to take in your consideration of your stages and your auditoriums for what you're going to do. Here's some quick little background vocabulary. You have your backdrops, which is just a large canvas painting that hangs in the back. Backing, those are flats placed behind doors, windows, and hallways that hide. There's nothing worse than like looking through a doorway and seeing people running by or the back of your theater. You have a dead hang, scenery or lighting that is hung from the air. It's designated not to be moved around during the performance. Your deck is your floor, or temporary floor. Erosion cloth, it's a very loosely woven cloth to cover freshly seeded ground, used in the theater for textures and background. Great for textures. A flat is a framed construction, 1x3 boards, covered with canvases and then painted to look like exterior walls, forest trees. It's just a giant canvas painting, basically. Giant. Round cloth, it's a canvas covering for floors of the stage and padding. You have different levels, steps, platforms, you know, different areas, moving, rotating stages. Multi-set show means it requires several different kinds of stage pieces. If you would like and you're interested, here is a little video. Ding, ding. So your process that a set designer goes through, this wonderful model she has built up here. So you work on your floor plan, like where are things gonna go? Where are your walls at, right? Where are stairs? It's just a rough draft, again, of where you're putting your things. There are good things for a floor plan. Your furniture and scenery items, any things you need to incorporate on head levels, right? Just avoiding primary placing against walls. You need to look at how many actors you have in the area. Where's your downstage and right and corner? So you just need to really look at everything with a purpose, really functional way. The most important purpose of scenery is to provide a place to act and to define the time and setting of the play. It is your job to give the actors a place to play that is appropriate for the play. So we look at time. Is it a historical period? Is it what season of year, time of day? Does time change during the play or is it stagnant? We have to look at the setting, the climate, sure that's a word. Climate and geographic conditions, I combined. I just realized. Social, economic situation of the characters. Are they, you know, really well off with lots of money and very fancy? Are they, you know, in a bayou, poor?
Are they thoughts?
Right. Yeah, you have to go look at the cultural background of them, right? To look at your set. Political government systems of the area can be very important. Interior, or is it exterior versus inside or outside? Is it rural, as in like country, or urban in the city? Is it real, or is it imaginary? Right? You got to think about your characters. Your set should help inform your audience about the effects of the environment on the character, and how in turn the character's personality traits affect their surrounding. You have to get to know your characters to really design the space. Right. Effective scenery and design should match the author's intent, match what your director wants, always serve the actor, never upstage them. Actors are unfortunately the most important part, right? We're showcasing what they're
Why
doing.
did you say it the most unfortunate
I
part?
didn't, right? As a scene designer, I would never say unfortunate. They are the most important. You're going to complement the costumes. They should never clash. Help bring all of the play elements together. You're going to aid in the action of the play, not hinder it. Find the needs of the play. Be simple in a design. It's construction and it's shifting. As a set designer as well, you have to learn how to be flexible and roll with changes and problems.
Flexible.
Oh man. So,
this is an
for
impressive
example, in the play, You Can't Take It With You. This home communicates a very erratic hobbies and interests of the characters who inhabit it. So what do you think of with this? What would you assign the characters to be?
Rich.
Rich. Yeah, I didn't mean to click on it. Rich, right? Lavish, probably eccentric. Yeah. Right?
Bourgeoisie.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. They should have a Pomeranian. Yep.
Pomegranates.
And pomegranates, right? And you need to show character relationships. The set can reveal the interrelationships between people, as well as their ranks and situations, influences, position in their families, offices, and communities. Here's an example from Ragtime. The different layers of the stage show the different classes, right? So what do you think you can see on the different, can you see a difference in classes here?
Yes.
People
Looks
below
like
seem to
males.
be a little bit more well-dressed than the top.
Right. Yep.
I thought this was,
So you
I
can
thought this was from
see,
Rent until I saw that it was from Ragtime.
nope, not Rent. Minimal scenery, which is our play we're going to be doing in the fall. So the play Our Town, that's not what we're doing in the fall. This requires almost no scenery because the playwright, Thornton Wilder, wanted the audience to use their imagination. So this is a very light-driven play. So your scenery can be very minimalistic as well.
Dick.
All right, so you also have to worry about staging, right? You have to take care of almost all of the furniture, making sure it faces the audience in a protective way, right? You usually place furniture at kind of diagonals so that it's better seen. Doors and windows are usually placed on stage right, left, up, right, up, and left. It's a lot of rights, man. All right, doors and windows are never placed downstage on the stage line, bless you, where it blocks the audience's view. A very important thing to think about, blocking your audience. So like with this tree back here, if we would have moved it forward, we'd block half these like pilgrim people, right? So we really, again, always thinking of your actors. So these are just some examples of sets, right, that you can see. So this is kind of a permanent set. It's not going to change scenery a lot. It's just going to stay as it is. You might have some rolling pieces to kind of change, but otherwise, for the most part, it stays. This is called a box or profile set. It kind of comes out at you and then back in. Our scenery covers a lot, right? You got a lot going on here. It's really great set design. Again, another permanent set. This is not something you're going to be changing out during scenes, right? It's going to stay there the whole time. This is called a profile set, where you are really like featuring
Wonka.
Yep, this is Willy Wonka. That's where he comes out. This is like the five, right? Another profile set. This is a permanent set and a profile. Again, we're not really moving these trees in and out off stage. At least I hope your set designer is not wanting you to move those trees in between acts. Yeah, it's a really long intermission. Sammy. This is another kind of set. It uses minimal space and it's really good for quick changes. So our little kind of flats here are on wheels and they rotate. So if all of them rotate the right way, you can show different kind of sceneries, right? Here we are here, like with an angled view. So you can move them together, you can move them apart, you can rotate them, and it makes like this quick changey scenery. And here's what they kind of look like. You can make them even larger, or you can.
We should build those.
Yeah.
We should build.
One of the plays will do this, I'm sure. All right, so what are you guys doing this week? Man, your set design assignments. So a good set, just as a reminder, makes the audience feel something, gives the audience information, and gives the performers a place to act and play, because it's all about them. So what you're gonna do, you are going to find a song that speaks to you and makes you feel the feels. Oh, the feels.
The feels.
I suggest finding something with words and some kind of story and not necessarily like not singing it right now, Robert, thank you. All right, you are gonna create what's called a Cornell box based off the song that helps tell the story of the lyrics. You're going to visually illustrate how you see the song lyrics in model form. Procedure. Okay. You are going to gather said materials. Oh, I like that. This and oh, look at that here. It's so pretty. Okay. You can use cereal boxes, shoe boxes, crate tissue boxes. You can build your own box. There's just kind of, I have a nice like little Garnier fruit cheese box of hair dye, right? There's lots of boxes, any boxes. Stop doing that. You are going to write and submit a quick little paragraph. I am not looking for the world's longest like explanation. We're talking like 100 words, which is 100, that's like little. You're just gonna tell me the name of your artist, the song, and you're gonna explain the song, what it means to you. How does it make you feel? Why you're designing the way you're doing, right? Again, this is just kind of like a little quick paragraph, just explaining the song. Then the most important part, you're going to create your Cornell boxes. You're going to decorate your box in amazing and interesting ways. You're going to arrange your little items in a purposeful manner, right? And you are going to convey the feel of your song. Tell me the story and your set design of the song you choose.
Miss Rebecca, what's a good song?
That is a personal choice, Miss Sammy, on what is a good song. Again, let's review. You are going to find a song that speaks to you and makes you feel something. Okay, Miss Sammy? Good question. Good question. So here's some examples of some really interesting and fancy Cornell boxes, right? You're focusing on scenery. You want to make the whole thing interesting, not just stick a couple Legos in there on a brown box that you didn't even bother to dress the back of. Don't do that. You guys are interesting. Make it amazing, right? Oh, here's some other nice ones. Yes, yes, lovely. I like the tree. Very good. All right, the end. Ta-da. Do we have any questions?
So
Are we representing it?
What, Haley?
Should we treat this as designing a set?
Yes, based upon your song.
Okay.
Yep. What are you laughing at?
I have a feeling I know what
Laughing
song I
at
want to
songs.
do.
She's not laughing at you, Haley.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Just so you know. No, you may not use that. Okay. Sorry, Sammy's being Sammy. So, yes, you're treating this as your set design for the song. So the song would be your script.
Got it.
Okay. Great question. Any other questions? No. Everybody excited?
Mhm.
I got some great makeup things from y'all last week. Okay, Emma, stop sharing.